This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with SB Sports in Chaco. We're delighted to be joined once again, all the way from down under with our good pal, the Hurricane Dennis Hogan. How are you, mate?
I'm very good, thanks, mate. How are you keeping?
All's fantastic. It's been blowing a gale in Belfast here the last couple of days. We've been getting a bit of thunderstorm sort of, but I guess more fitting that obviously the hurricane's going to cause maximum damage in 7 days' time in Newcastle and in Australia. You're looking very, very fresh and very dapper, Dennis. I guess you're in the sort of fight week mode now and making sure you look good for the cameras.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, yeah, when you're training hard and you've just been healthy for 15, 16 weeks now, just in sort of full camp, just living that life. So, I always do sort of, as you say, start to get fresh looking there in around the last couple of weeks before weigh-in. My face comes in a bit, and yeah, I sometimes have a bit of a basketball face after the fight, but that's all good. It's all part of it, isn't it?
It definitely is. Like I was sort of saying to you through the week. I think the last time we spoke was about 16 months ago. Obviously since then, you obviously become the ABO Intercontinental Champion, obviously beating Wade Ryan in points. I guess the opportunity sort of came that they obviously did in the fight Sam Eggington. Obviously it's a chance for redemption for you. Obviously you were, I know that it's something that you still hold very dearly. Obviously the Jaime Munguia fight, you obviously have the poster up in your gym as a motivation and everything else. Do you feel now that what you've been through in boxing and everything else, that this is just your crowning moment?
Yeah, look, it's funny because I've put a lot of energy into picture and visualizing and manifestation. I like to do all of that. I've done it for years, and it just wouldn't feel right if it didn't happen, sort of thing. So even though I didn't go looking for this, like I was just looking to get back on track, and then somewhere along the line, keep going till I got my hands on a title, or else that was it. I was done. This just popped into my hands just like out of nowhere. I was the opponent for Wade at that point, so it's after coming, and now with everything after happening the way it's happening, with us after getting Sam here and me getting that back in with the guys over here, it just feels like destiny at this point. It feels like it's all happened for a reason, because I'm not like angry or upset or in any way about any of that, and I really don't even think about it. But it's just when people come up to me and it's like, "Oh, you're the guy that got ripped off of a world title." I'm like, "Yeah, I'd like the opportunity to change that." And now I have that. I really do have that now, and I do feel like it's all meant to be. But again, I've had a few crushing moments in my career. I suppose everybody does, but I'm at that point now where before I used to say, this, but it's nearly like I'm a little bit traumatized. I'm quietly confident, but I just say nothing when I want to go in there and get the job done. I'm very confident, to be fair, but I just don't want to talk it up. I just want to go in and get the job done, not cause much of a commotion, and get that belt, and that would be awesome if I could.
You want everybody to remember you obviously as being Dennis Hogan, the world champion, rather than Dennis Hogan, the guy that was robbed of victory against Munguia. You want that story to change.
Well, 100%, but it could get worse. I could be the guy, that had four opportunities and didn't get it. So I'm nearly fighting to get rid of that more so than anything. But yeah, no, 100%, 100%. It'd be good to get that.
Is it a good relief, sort of, in a way, where No Limit obviously won the purse bid for the fight to bring it to Australia? Was that because you've been in Australia quite a long time? Was that sort of like, these guys actually believe in me? Obviously, still at 37 years of age, they believe me and want to bring obviously a big fight for me to Australia. I'm sure there's a sense of pride and a sense of relief that you didn't have to go traveling too far to get this fight.
Well, as I said, like, people have asked me over here with media. They said, "How did that feel?" And I said, "Well, like, just really supported, that it's happened, because the main reason I say that as well is because I know how tedious that negotiations was, with all the offers and this, that, and the other, and everything happening, and then it going to a purse bids. I was like, oh, like I'm over this, listening to, and I didn't have to do it. Do you get what I'm saying? So
Mm.
the guys that do it, they really put in, and I can't thank them enough, for doing that. But we got it here, and then it was like, right, okay, that's the first box ticked. Now I got to get the training done, and I'm happy to report that training's gone absolutely like on track. And the one thing I'll say from that is just I'll sit there at the press conference and I'll say, did I've no excuses. Like I've literally, and it's great for me to know that too. That everything's happened the way I wanted it. The sparring, the training, injuries, no injuries, all the right recovery, everything. I was pretty good anyway. But there's always ups and downs, and sometimes life gets in the way a little bit. But this time, I'll know myself. I get out there, and that's the best performance I can give on that night, and I'm happy to be able to say that. So.
And it's a massive card as well. Like I think it's what 11 hours in total. I think the boxing's going to be on for, and we're obviously other Irish contingent, obviously, and Dara Foley fighting in the card as well for the Intercontinental belt at 140. So it's really the Irish sort of taking over in Australia. Like massive card. You'll not obviously see too much of it. Obviously, you'll be getting up out of your bed probably halfway, probably through the card, to come and fight. But Australian boxing's obviously taken massive leaps recently, and I guess that's just testament to the fact that it's regrown, it's a rebirth. And what better man to do it than a 37-year-old Irishman? They really put Australia back on the map again.
Yeah, look, I mean the talent over here is phenomenal, but I am to be leading it. Like I mean, there's some phenomenal boxers on this card. There really is, very stylish, good up and comers as well. There's all sorts, and it's good to be headlining these types of cards as well for a title like this. So, I've seen Australian boxing grow from strength to strength, and I'm just glad that right now I'm on a massive headliner, and if I can get this belt, that'll just make everything 100%. So it'd be good.
I'm sort of saying the off camera. It's a year of the old dogs. You'd obviously Anto Kukachi at 33 last week won the super featherweight belt. You'd Eric Donovan won the EU belt at 130 as well. You've obviously yourself at 37 for the super welterweight belt next week, and then you've Padraig McCrory in 3 weeks' time for the light heavyweight belt, and he's 34. So it seems to be life. They always say that there's still life in the old dog, but 2022 is going to be about the old dogs sort of taking the reign of Irish boxing and taking it to a new platform.
Yeah, look, it's good. I mean, here's the thing, it's all the experience that we'd have, and really it's just about keeping the body right, to be able to keep going, keep gaining new experience, and just being able to execute all of that. So, fair play to the other boys as well. I know I've kept myself in good nick over the last 12 years as a pro. That's how I'm still able to go, and do what I'm doing and keep accumulating more and more sort of skills and experience. So you keep yourself right, yeah, we're good to go. It's great to see though as well. If we're doing this at these ages, then all the talent we've got right now, you should show them that they've got a long way to go. They can go as long as they want, and if they keep putting in day after day after day, then there's nothing that can stop them. There's pretty much no excuse when us old boys are doing it like this. So
Totally agree. And obviously on your opponent Sam Eggington, he's well renowned obviously in UK boxing. Obviously, he's sort of he's a fascinating story. He sort of started off, he didn't want to be, somebody chasing down titles. He wanted to be a journeyman, and obviously over time, I think Barry Hearn had said to him, "You've got the talent to go there." He's been involved in a lot of wars. He's been involved in Fight of the Year contenders. What do you obviously make of Sam? And obviously, I guess it takes two to tango, and you want him to obviously come at his very best so he can put on a war.
Yeah, look, like he's got that. Yeah, he's got that war style, so that's going to happen regardless. And even if he gets tired in the fight, it'll happen even more because that's just his go-to style. I think he likes to get in the trenches and just battle it out. And I've seen some pretty impressive sort of highlights, sort of real stuff from him, which, I seen a thing the other day saying his whole career is a highlight reel, really, the way he fights. So, but when do I ever, get into fights like that? If he gets me into one, fair play to him. He's done a great job. But for the most part, I won't be looking to engage in all that stuff. There is times I will sort of get into it, but I think that the fight itself, with the two styles, knowing what we both sort of do best, I think that would be very, very entertaining to see who can sort of keep who can fight their fight, and I think whoever can will win the fight, really, for the most part. So, he's a great opponent, fair play. He's ticked all his boxes now. He's won all his, his nationals, his Commonwealth. He's been a European champion, Commonwealth, British, and now he's got his World Championship, and so he's got nothing to lose. And he's 28 years of age. Like, I'm 9 years older than him, but I've got something inside me. I truly believe I want this more than him. In fact, I know I do, and so I think that even in itself will make for a great scrap. Very entertaining.
And obviously, a win in 7 days' time, you probably don't have to ask nearly the question, but how much would it obviously mean for you to obviously finally get your hands on it, and them famous words coming out on the new? I'm sure it probably quite emotional for you as well. The fact, of what you've been through and everything else. Like, obviously hearing them words on the new in 7 days' time, probably words couldn't express obviously how much it'll mean to you.
Yeah, no, look, it will to get that. It will be a weight off my shoulder, but again, I wouldn't rest on that. Like I said, I want to just keep going up and up and up uh, for as long as I'm boxing. And you get that, you regroup. We'd be planning to go back to Ireland, have a title defence. That's another box ticked. And then after that, it would be about seeing what other titles we get our hands on. Obviously, they're tied up there with Sue and Charlo, but there's two things that could possibly happen there. Tim could win that, and then me and Tim, I could call him out. And again, obviously, it was a big win he's had over me. But at the same time, if I start talking it up, that I did break my nose 6 weeks out from that fight, and I fought on with it, and they all know that, and everyone knows it around here, and so do the promoters, that I could antagonize them back into a full unification of the whole of any belt that's possible in the super welterweight division. Or if Charlo wins, there's rumors he may want to go to super middle or to middleweight, and his brother go to super middle. So there's a couple of options there, and I like them all. But first, like you said, it would be good to get that. It would be a weight off my shoulders. And you know what? As a thank you to everybody who's put in, even all along my career, everybody that's had any input into me in my career, and especially to the guys who've done what they've done to get it here now for me, it would just be fantastic to get that. And for my family, my fiance Bradine, doing what she does, minding the kids for the most part, and putting up with me when I'm hungry and cranky and coming home tired. She's a great woman, and it'd be just great to get her for them. So
Definitely will. Well, look, we promised we'd keep it short and sweet, because obviously I know you're in your final preparations to head down to Newcastle for the fight. We obviously want to thank you once again for coming on, having a chat. We look forward to obviously tuning in next Saturday and hearing them famous words and the new. But obviously enjoy your last few days before you head down, and I'm sure we'll catch up again soon, Dennis.
yeah, cool, no problem at all. I appreciate your time, mate, and we'll chat again after. I'll have the belt with me next time.
Definitely. And the new, Dennis. Cheers. Take care.
You, right?
Thank
All right,
you.
brother. See ya.
Thanks. Bye bye. Bye
Take
bye.
care.
Bye.